Hi, we're going to try a few more complicated equations here, trying to solve for x. So once again, we want to find out the value of x which makes the equation true. We still want to follow the same principles. Like terms can only be combined with like terms. Operations completed on one side of the equal sign must be completed on the other side to make sure that the equal sign still means the same as. Equations are solved by isolating the variable using inverses. So the opposite of addition is subtraction, multiplication is division. And then finally, we want to write equivalent equations going down the page until you isolate the variable. So let's have a look at our first equation. Our first one's going to be 4/5 x plus 9 equals 25. The first step is to understand what this means. 4/5 x means 4/5 times x, and then we're going to add 9 to it equals 25. Our first step again is to get this term with the x by itself. So we want to take 4/5 x. This is plus 9, so we want to do the inverse of adding 9, which is subtracting 9, which is 25 minus 9. This step may not be necessary for everyone. However, it does help to see it. 4/5 x equals 25 minus 9 is going to be 16. So now we have 4/5 x equals 16. Now, we have 4/5 times x, and we want to do the inverse of times x. Now, if you remember from the when we talked about fractions, we said if we have a number like 4/5 and we multiply by its reciprocal, then we actually can simplify that to be 1. In other words, a over b times b over a will always equal 1 when we simplify it. So if we take this side and we multiply by 5 over 4, or the reciprocal of 4/5, then we know we're going to get 1, but what we do to one side we must do to the other. So we're going to take 5 over 4 times 16. We can now simplify this side, simplify this side, and they're all going to go in one time, and that leaves us x. And we can do the same thing on this other side. Make sure you remember that 16 is the same as 16 over 1. We can divide 4 in once, divide 4 into 16 4 times, and 5 times 4 is 20. So x is equal to 20. We can verify that by double checking to make sure it works. 4 over 5, put in the 20 for x, times 20, plus 9, does that equal 25? We simplify, divide in once, divide in 4 times. Remember, 20 is the same as 20 over 1. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 9. Does that equal 25? If it does, we have the right answer, and 25 is equal to 25. So we know we have it correct. So when you're multiplying by fractions, the key thing to remember is this idea of the reciprocal. And most importantly is a over b times b over a is always 1. Let's have a look at another one. In this one, we have 3x minus a half x. So we need to take these and combine the two like terms. They both have x in them. So if I had 3 wholes and I subtracted a half, I'd be left with 2.5, and 2.5 is actually 5 halves. So we have 5 over 2 x, combining these two, plus 2 equals 27. Now we want to get rid of the plus 2, 5 over 2 x, plus 2, I'm not going to write it out this time, I want to subtract 2, is equal to, subtract 2 from this side, subtract 2 from this side is equal to 25. Now I want to multiply both sides by 5 over 2. I have 5 over 2, so I want to multiply by the reciprocal of 5 over 2, which is going to be 2/5 times 5 over 2 x equals 25 times 5 over 2. Now, I've written the 5 over 2 in back this time. Oh, sorry, it should be 2 over 5. Make sure you don't make that mistake, because we have to multiply both sides by the same. If I multiply by 5 over 2, it wouldn't be the same. I've written it in the back, but remember, A times B is equal to B times A. So it doesn't matter the order that you write it. So again, all the math holds together. And we can simplify this. It'll go 1 and 1, 1 and 1, and I'm left with an x, and the 5 will divide into the bottom once, divide into the top 5 times. 5 times 2 is 10. So our answer in this case is 10. We can verify. So 3 times 10 minus a half times 10 plus 2, does that equal 27? And we don't know. We want to check. 3 times 10 is 30, minus a half times 10 is 5, plus 2, does that equal 27? And 3 minus 5 is 25, plus 2 is 27, and 27 equals 27, so I know I have the correct solution. Take your time when you're watching the video. If you need to pause and rewind, please do. Hopefully this will help you.